Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a WZ-131. It's a tier 7 Chinese light tank. It's located on the defending spawn of Siegfried line assault, and it's under the command of the Bassman from Hell, and he's on a mission to get his third mark of excellence. Game started. Well, this little light tank is a bit of a go-kart. Maximum speed 60 kilometers an hour. It's basically a very well thin version, or very light version of a Type 59. It's got virtually no armour whatsoever. Basically just 35mm at the front on the hull and 45mm on the turret, 20mm on the side of the hull and 30mm on the turret. So yeah, it's very lightweight and it really can't take any damage at all. So you need to be very careful you don't get hit by the enemy, and he's lost 186 hit points already. You can't afford to lose a lot of hit points on this thing. Whoa, that was close. Now it's a very light tank, it's only 24 tons in weight, but it is a light tank and it's got a decent gun, 85mm, capable of 200 alpha. And with the standard AP it'll go through 159mm. With the heat rounds it'll actually go through 230. So you can do decent damage at tier 7. The only problem is it's so small, the modules all fit together very neatly, and it's very easy to get a module damage, especially getting your fuel tanks punctured, because the fuel tanks are right at the front. Well, he's got his first kill, takes out the T-71. There's another enemy over here. Where are you? Come on out. There he is. It's an LTG. And he's deliberately not going in for the kill because the LTG saw him, but he can't shoot him at the moment because he's actually below the riverbank. So he's just highlighting him for his teammates at the moment and hoping that the enemy, his Arty, is going to pay attention. He might be able to force this guy out and get the 3002 to kill him. 3002 moving in. There's a VK over there as well. Here we go. He locks on, comes around the corner, and thank you very much. Puts a round into him, takes one back, but unfortunately both got hit by an Arty. Now he had to burn his repair kit and his first aid. Kills off the VK. Now he just needs to kill the LTG who's just killed our VK. So he's ducking back down into cover again. The reload is terrible on this gun, it really is bad. Normal reload time is 7.19 seconds, he's got 6.5. Oh, he's been ammo-racked again, and the LTG rams himself to death against Bassman. He did lose some hit points in the ram, 111, and he's down to just 53 hit points, but he can still carry on spotting for his team. It's just he's going to be very vulnerable to any enemy Arty fire from now on. There's the Hummel. Locks on. Trying to get a good shot. Yes! Nice. So he's got another kill, but he's still ammo-racked, and, well, his repair kit's on cooldown, which means he's not going to be available to fix that for a little while, another 30 seconds or so. Yes, the reload that lets this thing down, not just its lightweight, it's also fairly sluggish, and people have described it as being more like a very fast medium than a light tank. But it is a light tank and it has light tank qualities. Oh, he's got the possibility of getting a Pascucci's here. Yes! Now, in the past, on one replay, I said he had a Pascucci's, but it turned out that the enemy tank that he actually, or the enemy Arty he actually hit, wasn't killed by him. It was killed by a box tank he couldn't see. And he's now firing at the Tiger 2 in the town centre. Now there is one more enemy Arty somewhere. It's an M44. The enemy are capping, but we do have guys in the town, so they will stop that. Although he looks like he's going to dash in there and try and get a reset for us. Just checking to see if we can spot the enemy as we go past. Well, the enemy's still capping. It looks like the Leo's been drawn back as well. And he's gone back to the lakeside. And there has been a reset. And there's the enemy. It's a T-34-100. He gets one good round in for 206, which is a high roll. Can he get the kill shots? Probably. Yep. Oh, he doesn't get the kill. The steel Waffenträger steals the kill away. He got a low roll on his shot. And it just left the enemy on enough hit points for the steer. And he's been asked to platoon because he's got 5 kills. And he's been asked to platoon, but he hasn't platooned yet. I think he wants that last Arty. That would give him a Top Gun. There's also a Type 64 out there, but he doesn't want to meet the Type 64 if he can help it, because that guy's got a very accurate 76mm gun that belonged to a Hellcat. And so if he meets that guy... Oh, no, the Type has been killed, which means now it's only the M44. He must be out in the field somewhere. And I think he's way faster than his teammates, so he's going to find the M44 before the others do. He could load a AP round, but he's sticking with the heat because I think he wants a certain kill to get a Dimitri's and that Top Gun. There he is. It's been found. And he's running. Now that's one thing that the WZ-131 is very bad at, shooting on the move. It really is bad. Fortunately, it has very big dispersion on the shell. And the M44's turned to fire at him, but the traverse on this Arty is not that great. He gets behind him, and it's all over now for this M44. I'm sorry, but you are dead me. And that's a Top Gun and a Dimitri's. So that's the end of the first replay. Let's have a look at the second one. In the second replay, we've got the WZ-131 on Ghost Town, and he's about to go into battle. Okay, it started. Now it's a standard battle on Ghost Town, and with a light tank, well, you normally expect them to go off down this side of the map, whereas the mediums go down the other side, because there's plenty of opportunity to get ambush kills on this side. Now the Chinese actually sold the WZ-131 around the world. It wasn't. It was also used by the Vietnamese army during the Vietnam War. So it was used by the North Vietnamese, not the South Vietnamese. They were using American tanks, the M103 and the like. Well, at least I don't think the South Vietnamese army actually used M103s, but I know the US Marines used the M103. It was also, I think, exported to third world countries, mostly in places like Africa. It is a very small tank. It was actually built for mountainous terrain and boggy terrain as well. You can see it's very light, small to fit within the bush, and difficult for the enemy to spot. Well, he's moving south, hasn't been spotted yet. He might find somebody just around the corner. There's normally somebody who goes up to this rock, and he spotted the enemy Arty. Now he might be able to get shots on it from here, and he's using the bush mechanic. Oh, kill shot! Nice! Now, wonder what else he can get. Is there any more Arty? There is another Arty on the enemy team. It's an M12. But he might be up on top of that hill. But if he is, he's probably going to have company. So it might be difficult trying to take him out. Well, spotted no one yet. Got a good view range on this vehicle. 370 meters. Trying to get closer and closer. Still not been spotted. And he's got a Super Hellcat for company as well. Ah, now there are some enemy tanks in the town close by. It looks like the enemies abandoned this hill, which is rather a strange move to make, because this hill is key to protecting your own cap. And I have the feeling they've popped off down the west side of the map. And he's now got sight of some of them. In fact, he's got sight of the enemy tanks in town. And it looks like a few of them might be returning. I'm not sure. KV2 is pulling back. He gets a shot into the SP1C. And he's got a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage. Around into that SU-122-44. But he was seen. And the enemy has returned with a vengeance. It's the Udas. And so he is going to take another round, I think. Oh, mama. Get away quick, 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 quick. Okay, he's got his turret back, but the Udas is looking to get another shot in, hit him in the tracks. So did the Poodle, but he pumps one into the Udas, dodges the Ram, and can he get another kill? Well, one more shot to kill the Udas. He's having difficulty trying to get his gun to bear. Has he been damaged in the turret? Well, it's not a kill shot there, but the Spics come in to help. Or SP1C, I should say. Oh, that didn't help. Unfortunately, he did get taken out by the Udas. I felt sure that the Udas was having difficulty trying to turn his turret. And that's why he couldn't get his gun to bear on the baseman, but he did get it in the end. And I think he was ganged up on by that SP1C. Yes, I've been told not to call it the other word, because some people think that that's racist. I'm not sure it is, actually, but, well, I didn't mean it that way anyway. I was just pronouncing it the way it's actually spelled. It is an SP1C. Okay, over here we've got a Poodle, an A43 and an SU-122-44, but we have got the advantage now because there's we're 2 tanks up on the enemy. We've got the majority of town, and it looks like the enemy's going to lose this one. Yep, they've lost their KV4. Yep, we're still 2 tanks up on the enemy, and they're kind of being surrounded and forced in or squeezed into the southwest corner of the map. The Lanson's found 3 at once, and he needs to get away, but he's actually providing spots for the guys in the town to shoot out at them, and they are doing damage. I suppose I could at this moment depart from Baseman and use the free cam to pop over and find out what's actually going on. Shall we do that? Well, looks like the enemy that was over here has actually been wiped out apart from the A43. They just killed the Udas down near the ravine. I think the Renegade got him. Oh, there's the M12. And, whoa, there we go. And he's getting ready to shotgun. They just killed the A43. He's looking to get a shot. He is. One of the last 2. And there's the kill shot from the Lanson C. And that means now there's only one enemy left. It's the SP1C. He went back up on top of the hill. And they're marking this position. There he is. He's hiding. And the Lanson's going after him. 2 Arty rounds came in. He's stunned. He did lose some hit points to Splash. And I think the Renegade might get him. Yep, he did. So this game is a victory. Oh, enemy Arty. Well, his own Arty was actually trying to get a kill at the last moment. That shell was probably in the air when the Renegade fired. So let's have a look at the end of battle stats for both replays. Okay, here's the end of battle stats for the first battle, the Siegfried line assault. He managed to get a first class tanker in the WZ-131 on this game. Got a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage, a duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, and a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle. He picked up a Dimitri's when he killed the 3rd enemy Arty after taking out the M40, M43 and the Hummel in the field. He then chased down the M44 and took him out, and he also got a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills. That last M44 was his 6th. He also got a win rate of 6,185, which is Super Unicom standard. So a good battle in the first one. Let's have a look at team score. Well, he didn't get the highest damage in the game. That went to the Progetto 54, the new Italian heavy tank, who managed to get the high caliber for 3,087 hit points. The second highest scorer was the Lerva with 2290, and the third was the Caro P88 with 2,059. Bassman managed to get the fourth highest damage with 1,644. When it came to kills, though, he was tops. He got 6 kills in that game, and there was quite a few players, actually was 6, who managed to get 2 kills apiece. The Progetto, the Lerva, the Caro, the Steer, and also the Type 64 on the enemy team, and their Tiger 2. When it came to base XP, yes, he's got the tops in that one as well. So he's got the tops in 2 columns. 1,135 went to the Bassman, 958 went to the Caro, and 946 went to the Lerva. He fired 13 rounds in this game, got 11 direct hits and 11 penetrations. 1,644 hit points of damage, of which 291 were at more than 300 meters. I think those were the shots he fired at the M40, M43 and also the Hummel. 3 enemy vehicles fired at him and got penetrations, I'm afraid. And he also received 1 hit by way of splash damage from the enemy Arty when he was trying to take out the LTG. 4 enemy vehicles were spotted, 8 enemy vehicles were damaged, 6 were killed, and 1,114 hit points of spotting assist in that game, and that helped him to get such a high base XP. On a premium count, he earned 36,371 credits, got 18,185 from personal reserves, total of 54,556 credits, but he did use a fair amount of heat in this battle because he's on very close to getting his 3rd mark, and therefore he needed to put in as much damage as he could, and that's why he was firing heat rounds like they were going out of fashion, just to make sure that he kept up his damage rate, because you can't afford to miss 1 shot really when you're that close to the 3rd mark, because if you do, it actually can lower your ratings. So yes, you can end up being at 94.5 and you miss a shot and you end up at 94 again. So you've got to crawl your way back up to get to closer to the 95 mark. Well, after resupply of ammunition, consumables and repair, he actually ended up with a loss in this game. And if my eyesight is not fooling me, that's 63,619 credits that he actually lost out of the game. Yes, it was Costa. He earned 1,702 XP times 2 for the first victory and 3,406 for completing a mission and events. And total was 6,811 experience points altogether. So he got a couple of medals and he got a victory out of it, and he kept up his damage. So how well did he do in that Ghost Town battle after he died fairly nearly after the battle? He didn't get very far. He didn't do a lot of damage, but he did get some damage. How well did he do? Well, that was the 3rd mark game. Yes, he actually managed to tip it over and get the 3rd mark on Ghost Town. After only getting a 2nd class tanker, he got a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage. He got a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle, and he did get a patrol duty for being the only one spotting 6 enemy tanks whilst they were damaged. And yes, he did get some damage on the enemy. He got the kill on the GW Panther, the Udas, the Spic, and the SU-122-44 got some damage. And you can see the rest of it was spotting. His win rate from that game was 3,012, which is Super Unicum standard. But the amount of damage he managed to get was enough to tip him over the edge. He didn't get the highest damage in the game. That went to the Lance & Sea on his own team, who got a Pascucci's high caliber patrol duty and Confederate for 3,026 hit points of damage. The 53 TP managed 2,983. He got a steel wall. And we can see Bassman there with his patrol duty and 1,243. He's actually in... Actually, who is he? Which one is he? Okay, so there's 3 on his own team ahead of him and 1 on the enemy team. He's in 5th place. But yes, it goes Lanson 53, 53, then the GW, then it's Bassman. When it came to kills, he doesn't really care that he only got 1 kill. 3 kills went to the Lanson, the 53 TP and the Renegade. He got the last kill of the game. And 2 kills went to the M12 on the enemy team. And finally 1 kill to, well, all of these guys, including Bassman. He only got the GW Panther. But when it came to base XP, he's in 3rd place. The Lance & Sea got 1,302. The 53 TP got 980. And we can see Bassman managed to get 871. He fired 6 rounds, got 6 direct hits and 6 penetrations. That's very good accuracy, but it wasn't that many rounds fired. In fact, what he was doing was he was earning his spotting off that one, and you'll see that just further down the table. 1,243 hit points of damage, of which 281 were at more than 300 meters. He received 6 hits from the enemy, 4 penetrations, 2 non-penetrations. He was very lucky those shots actually hit his tracks. Those are the shots fired from the SP1C and I think the UDES when they first hit him, but after that they didn't make any mistake and they got those shots to hit right on target and took him out the game. 2 enemy vehicles spotted, 4 enemy vehicles damaged, 1 killed, and 1,912 hit points of spotting assist. And this is why his XP is so high, because he did spot a lot. On the premium count, he earned 35,970 credits from that game. And after repair, ammunition, resupply, and consumables, and yet again he's using the large repair kits and first aid kits, as well as the heat rounds to make sure that he gets the damage. And it cost him 35,168 credits, but he absolutely had to do it if he was going to get that 3rd mark, and he's got it, so now he can switch back to using standard rounds to do the damage instead and make a profit. 1,306 XP, no multipliers, so that's all the experience points he took away, but I think the main thing he took away from this battle was that 3rd mark of excellence, and now you've got it, you never lose it. So very well done to the Bassman from Hell. He's mastered the WZ-131 thoroughly, and now he is very dangerous in the WZ-131. So if you ever come across him in battle, he's in this tank, beware. Especially if he's on the enemy team. If he's on your team, you've got a good chance of winning. But if he's on the enemy team, yeah, stay well clear of him, because he's probably going to take you out. So I hope you enjoyed those replays. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a comment down below, because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.